And now for our MC, Ashli Watts was named the President and CEO for the Kentucky Chamber, the state's largest business association, in November 2019. Ashli joined the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce in November of 2012, and during her tenure as Senior Vice President of Public Affairs at the Chamber, she led efforts in passing significant pieces of legislation, including felony expungement, right-to-work legislation, workers' compensation reform, unemployment insurance reform, and tax reform. She is a reformer. Prior to joining the Chamber, she worked at the Kentucky Bar Association and Legislative Research Commission. Ashli graduated from Campbellsville University with a bachelor's degree in political science and history in 2004. Holds a master's degree in public administration from the University of Louisville. Ashli is a 2016 graduate of Leadership Kentucky, currently serves on the boards of Campbellsville University, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, National Association of State Chambers, and the Louisville Orchestra. She also currently serves as the chair of the U.S. Chambers Committee of 100, comprised of the top 100 chambers of commerce in the United States. She currently resides in Frankfort with her husband Ryan and 2 children, Emma and Carter. Please give a warm welcome to our first female MC at the Fancy Farm Picnic.
Thank you, Bishop Medley, Stephen Elder, Andy Hayden, and our friends at St. Jerome Parish, and welcome to the 145th Annual Fancy Farm Picnic. I'm Ashli Watts, President and CEO of the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, and I am honored to be your MC this year. And you are welcome for the Chamber of Commerce weather I brought this weekend. Based in Frankfort, the Kentucky Chamber unites business and advances Kentucky and works every day to ensure our competitiveness on a global stage. So I know what you're thinking. Something up here looks different, but what is it? Well, we have a lot of the same politicians from years past, and of course, we are honored to be joined by Kentucky and Grave County's finest, the outstanding members of law enforcement who keep us safe every day. Thank you for your service. But what else? Well, like Stephen said, I am the first woman to ever MC this picnic in 145 years. Which I guess makes me the official Fancy Farm DEI hire. I did hear that the AFL-CIO decided to boycott this year because I was the MC. And I have to say, I was caught off guard at first and really find it odd that none of the 144 men that came before me warranted a boycott from the unions. All kidding aside, this is truly an honor, and I want to thank the leaders of this great annual tradition for this opportunity. Fancy Farm is more than just a political event. It is a celebration of democracy and civil discourse. And for those of us that have worked in and around politics and government, it is the Super Bowl of political events in Kentucky. For 145 years, this picnic has served as a rare and meaningful gathering where Kentuckians come together and make the trek to Fancy Farm to hear directly from their elected leaders and those seeking public office, while having fun, eating great barbecue, and hopefully making a few jokes. This event matters because showing up matters. Through changing times, shifting power, and growing political noise, Fancy Farm remains one of Kentucky's most enduring traditions. Because we can talk about important issues, the future of our Commonwealth, and have the fun camaraderie that is Fancy Farm. And that is something worth preserving. So this is my first time up on this stage, and so that meant I got a lot of advice. Some solicited, a lot unsolicited. And I just want to take a moment to thank all the men out there who gave me so much unsolicited advice. Truly, nothing gets you ready for the job than having political jokes mansplained to you. So I live in Frankfort, which is about a 4-hour drive, but it wasn't that bad. Thanks to the General Assembly and my friend Congressman Jamie Comer, I never even had to leave the 1st Congressional District. amazing how that works. So you may have heard, but there is a big race coming up here in Kentucky. And we've got not one, not two, but 3 Republicans vying for Kentucky's U.S. Senate seat. Bless their hearts, they saw the white smoke rise from St. Jerome's barbecue pit and thought, this is where we pick the next pope. I mean, Senator McConnell's replacement. All 3 of these men have spent months trying to get the endorsement of President Trump. As a lifelong connoisseur of chick flicks, let me put it in terms that you all might understand. When it comes to Trump, he's just not that into you. It is nice to see Senator McConnell and Secretary Chao here with us today. But as we know, he is retiring, and Democrats are panicking about losing their second favorite person to blame. Republicans are panicking about losing their first favorite person to blame. And C-SPAN is panicking about losing its most consistent source of dramatic pauses. So I hate to date either one of us, but I have not known a Kentucky without Senator McConnell. Serving over 4 decades, that's not just a political career, that's a legacy. And Kentucky is a better place thanks to your service. You know, it's so important to have mentors and leaders who pave the way. And Senator McConnell has been that to so many, even right here at this picnic. We all need and cherish those mentors. Isn't that right, Daniel? Hey, Bishop Medley, do we happen to have an extra offering plate to pass around? I heard Team Cameron may need some help. We also have Nate Morris here today. Nate, since you haven't been in Kentucky for a while, I wanted to make sure that you knew Senator McConnell is not running for office again. Seems like there might be some miscommunication. You can stop using him in all of your campaign ads. He is retiring, leaving the U.S. Senate. Kind of like how Rubicon left the New York Stock Exchange. Oh, sorry guys, there's a wasp up here. Speaking of wasps, Congressman Andy Barr is also here, ready to take on this campaign for the U.S. Senate. Y'all here in Western Kentucky may not be familiar with Congressman Barr, but I've been friends with him for many years. Let me tell you, nothing says MAGA like a Brooks Brothers wearing attorney from the Chevy Chase neighborhood in Lexington. I am disappointed that our junior Senator Rand Paul is not here today. I kind of wonder if he says no so often, he can't even check yes on an RSVP card. This time, it looks like he once again joined the Democrats in saying no to Fancy Farm. Fancy Farm has always been a proud bipartisan Kentucky political tradition, but it doesn't seem like the Democrats think so, since only one Democrat accepted the invitation to speak. In fact, the Republicans voted this morning at the Graves County breakfast to change the name of this picnic to the One Big Beautiful Picnic. You know, I heard more Democrats were supposed to make the trip, but it turned out that Robin Webb was going to be their driver. But you know, the Democrats, they've had some hard times. They've lost registrations, seats in the General Assembly, and they've even had to sell their headquarters. I've heard they're turning it into a storage facility, which might make a good place to store all their losses the last few years. Sounds like a winning presidential campaign to me. I'm sure Governor Beshear would have loved to have been here, but it was hard to squeeze this event in between going to Iowa and his Vogue cover shoot. Which is too bad, because I have an exciting announcement. At the Chamber, we hand out legislative MVP awards to members of the General Assembly, where they go to bat for Kentucky businesses. They get a beautifully engraved Louisville Slugger bat. But today, I'd like to introduce a brand new award for Governor Andy Beshear, the Gold Glove Award, for catching all the easy wins lobbed over by the Kentucky General Assembly the last 6 years. Congratulations, Governor Beshear. I'm happy to see that some of our constitutional officers joined us today. It is great to see our Attorney General here today. I thought Senator McConnell had just brought a Secret Service detail with him, but it turns out that intense man over there is just Russell Coleman. Mark Metcalf is here. He's our state treasurer. Okay. We're still not exactly sure what the state treasurer does, but we're glad he's doing it. Welcome, Mark. And I know I saw our agriculture commissioner, Jonathan Schell, somewhere. I almost didn't recognize him. If you follow Commissioner Schell on social media, you know he is usually shirtless, running some race. I know it's hot, Jonathan, but I'm asking you to keep your shirt on during the duration of this picnic. I am sad that a few of our elected officials couldn't make it today. Did you all notice Secretary of State Mike Adams isn't with us today? Of course you didn't. And I'm sad my fellow ladies, Auditor Allison Ball and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman, weren't able to be with us. Both have been rumored to run for higher office. Allison may run out of offices to switch to before Congressman Rogers retires. And I heard Jacqueline and Rocky have a high-stakes game of horse to figure out who's going to run against Comer. So now, let's get to it, the main event. Let's give it up for the Republicans. Also, let's make some noise for the guy running against Jamie Comer. And for the rules, my fellow Kentuckians. No noisemakers, no profanity, and please, if you are going to heckle, at least be clever. So far, you have only been slightly better behaved than what I'm used to at home with my children. At the end of the day, though, let's remember, we are all Kentuckians. We root for different teams, but we sit at the same table. All right, enough for me, because I'm afraid if I say much more, I'm not sure I'll be able to keep my day job when all this is over. So let's hear from the folks who came here to really sweat, your elected officials and candidates. Our first speaker is Representative Kim Holloway. Kim Holloway is the Republican member of the Kentucky House representing the 2nd District. She's a small business owner and member of the Christian Church of Christ. Welcome, Representative Holloway.